Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to a video regarding the PlayStation 4. I haven't made too many videos about the PlayStation 4, but hopefully that won't turn you guys off how interested I am with the PlayStation 4. As you guys know, I'm obviously a big PlayStation fan. I've been playing PlayStation ever since I was really young, so figured today I would make a video about the PlayStation 4 and cover the actual games that have been confirmed so far. Now, just a quick disclaimer, there haven't been that many games that have been confirmed. There's only been about 25, and I'm just going to cover my top 20 games or so, in no particular order, but just, I want just to talk about them, and obviously there's heaps of other games that aren't actually confirmed, but obviously leave a comment, let me know what you guys want to see from the PlayStation 4 in terms of games. Lots of games that can potentially be on the PlayStation 4 that are coming out this year. So yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you guys want to see, and obviously these games and stuff, they're all just my opinion, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, before I start, I'll just mention that games like GTA 5, Elder Scrolls Online, obviously the new COD, FIFA 14, there's apparently Bethesda's new next-gen project, which could be the next Fallout, could be even the next sort of Elder Scrolls game besides the Elder Scrolls Online, Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us and Splinter Cell Blacklist. All those games haven't been confirmed, but I just thought I'd mention them because those are games that I would really like to see on the PlayStation 4. So yeah, without any further ado, let's start. So the first game that I'm going to mention is Knack. Now, this game is sort of like Sony's equivalent to a lot of other games that they've made in the past. Games like Ratchet & Clank, Sackboy, a lot of games like that. It really reminds me of those sort of cartoony, early release on the PlayStation sort of games. Very cartoony sort of game. It's like this sort of thing that's, you can transform this sort of robot guy. It looks like the world is under attack, and it just looks like a bit of fun. I'm probably not going to get it, but it looks like a lot of fun for maybe younger sort of people. It doesn't really look like a game that has too much involved in it, but still looks pretty interesting, and obviously the graphics in it look really interesting as well. So the next game is Killzone Shadow Fall. So a lot of the previous Killzones I wasn't a big fan of, I'm going to admit, but I understand a lot of other people really enjoyed them. They're not really my type of game, to be honest, but obviously this is sort of like a futuristic FPS, has really, really good looking graphics if you have a look at it. Just the game in general, it does look quite good. Obviously the shooting and everything, for me, it doesn't look that appealing, but obviously it does look cool and the graphics look amazing. So the next game, and obviously it was inevitable that I was going to talk about it, and that's Battlefield 4. Now, there's been like a, 18-minute gameplay released. I honestly just didn't bother going through the whole thing, because I kind of want it to be a bit of a surprise when I actually see the game. It doesn't look like a massive revolution, massive step up from Battlefield 3, but I'm sure it's going to be a really good game. The graphics in it look amazing, as usual, from most DICE games. Obviously it's a first-person shooter. Hopefully, I just hope it doesn't turn into a sort of Call of Duty where they start just sort of getting one out every single year, so it just becomes this sort of repetitive game that everyone is used to. But nonetheless, it looks cool. The campaign looks pretty fun, and yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be really good. So the next game, and this is Driveclub. Now, this is something different to all the other games I've been talking about so far. This is actually a sort of next-generation, really realistic-looking racing game. Personally, I'm not really that into racing games. I played a bit of Gran Turismo 5, but not that keen on them, to be honest. They don't, for me, have that much depth in them, but I really do enjoy them every now and then, just to play them with a mate or whatever. There's a lot of cars in this game. A lot of them look really detailed, and it looks like they're really going for like this sort of social racing sort of thing that they really want to incorporate into the PlayStation 4. So I'm really hoping that this game's going to be good. Unsure if it's going to be, you know, sort of a revolution, but once again, really hoping that it's going to be a lot of fun. So the next game is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, I'm very unsure about this game. Very, very skeptical. Would probably be an understatement. I played the first 3 Assassin's Creeds, and then I just started thinking, you know, I'm not going to waste my money on just an updated version of the game. I know that a lot of people are like big fans of the series, but for me, I just find them a little bit repetitive. Nonetheless, this one looks interesting. It's sort of piratey themed. It should be good, I suppose. Once again, very skeptical about it, but hopefully it'll be good. So the next game, which is confirmed for the PS4, and this was, I think, an early release for the PS3, and that was the first Infamous. But obviously, Infamous Second Son is coming out for the PlayStation 4. I'm guessing this is going to be a really early release for the PS4 as well. Most of these titles, I think, are going to be sort of dropping the first few months that the PS4 is out, which I think is going to be sort of in the holidays. Nonetheless, Infamous Second Son, this looks really cool. I just saw a quick trailer of it. I did a little bit of research on it. It looks really cool. Obviously, you're this sort of guy who has these amazing abilities. Cole something, I don't remember your surname, but yeah. You're this sort of really sort of overpowered, really epic guy. I think it's the right game for those sort of people who just want to play the game sort of casually and want to sort of just experience being a badass. And I definitely think it's going to be a lot of fun for people who like to just, you know, have a bit of fun in the game. Once again, I don't think it's going to be too revolutionary, but I might check it out nonetheless. So the next game is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So this game actually looks quite interesting for me. I think I might be getting this game actually. This is sort of a third-person action role-playing game. It just looks really interesting. I don't know, you guys might want to check it out if you're into that sort of third-person action RPG games. It looks like there's a lot of things to do in it. There's a massive world, a really sort of non-linear storyline, and I don't know, I think this game might actually be really good. I mean, it's hard to say at the moment because obviously we haven't seen much gameplay from these sort of games, but just, you know, prediction, I think it's going to be a really good game. So the next PS4 title, and this is another sort of, I guess you could say nearly an experimental sort of Sony game. They've taken this from a guy, I don't remember his name, but he initially made it for, I think it's just Windows and the Mac, and it's sort of this cartoony exploration sort of puzzle game. And I've seen a lot of these sort of games in the sort of the PlayStation Store, but this one looks really interesting. It's sort of based on this island, and you have to do all these sort of puzzles. It's really weird, sort of, the theme is really strange. The graphics look really cool though. It's this sort of cartoony, sort of old-fashioned sort of style, and I don't know, I think I definitely will be checking out this game. So the next game is called Deep Down, and this is a Capcom title. I think they've sort of really been focusing on this game for a while now. I think they've sort of stopped with the whole Devil May Cry series and all the other sort of series they were doing, just while they sort of focused on this game for a bit. At least that's what I sort of read. It's this sort of third-person fantasy action game. We only got a really small sort of snippet of it, but it looks really interesting. There's sort of this medieval sort of themed, a lot of sort of dragon fighting and stuff like that. The textures, the lighting, the animation, and like sort of the light particles just look really good, and that sort of emphasizes what I'm really looking forward to about the PS4. So the next game is Watchdogs. I'm not going to be talking about this game too much because a lot of other people have covered this game a lot. But this is sort of Ubisoft's next big game, and it's sort of like an open world action adventure game. You play as Aiden Pierce, who's like this sort of, I don't know, I think it's sort of set in the future. You can sort of do all this hacking and sort of temperament with all these sort of different things around the world, like trains. There's all these different things. I'm terrible at describing this game, goes without saying, but nonetheless, the game looks really awesome. The graphics look amazing. I think this game of all the games probably has the best looking graphics of what I've seen. Storyline looks great, and obviously Ubisoft are really good at making games. So the next game is Final Fantasy. It has actually been confirmed. It hasn't actually got a name yet. I don't know what they're up to. They're probably up to like 15 by now or something ridiculous. I'm personally not a fan of the sort of newer Final Fantasies. I used to play 8 and 9 and 10 a lot in my sort of childhood, and 7. For me, those games were like amazing, but the newer ones for me didn't quite do it. Nonetheless, I'm sure a lot of you guys love Final Fantasy games, and this one will definitely be one to look out for. So next we've got Diablo 3, and a lot of you guys are probably wondering what I'm talking about, because obviously this game actually came out last year on the PC, but they're actually bringing it over to the PS4. Now, obviously I can't talk about this game too much because it's already been released, but there's a lot of sort of implications to this game coming over to the PS4, like PvP. I think PvP is going to be really cool on PS4, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be playing it, and obviously on the big screen it's going to be pretty epic. But besides that, I can't really talk about this game too much, but obviously it was a big success on PC, and I'm sure it'll be a big one on PS4. So the next game is Destiny. So this is Bungie's next FPS, and of course Bungie made the famous Halo series, so this game is pretty much Halo 2.0 of what I've seen. You know, I don't mean to be like controversial, but of what I've seen, it seems very sort of Halo-y. It's sort of this human versus alien thing, which once again Halo was sort of like. It's sort of like an open world sandbox. It's got this sort of big persistent world. Obviously it's like this awesome FPS. It looks really cool, basically is what I'm trying to say. But now obviously it's coming to PS4, so all you PS guys can finally play, or at least see what Halo was like, and you know, why the game was so popular. And you know, I've got really high hopes for this game, and I really think it's going to be awesome. Alright, the next game is Cyberpunk 2077, and as the title would suggest, it's based in 2077, which is pretty interesting. It's this sort of role-playing game. I don't know too much about it, once again, but there's a lot of character customization, a lot of this sort of ultra-modern technology which exists in the game, and you have to you're part of this world which has been sort of ruined by all this technology. Really got a cool theme to it. If you guys want to have a look at it, then definitely do so, because I am terrible at explaining this game, but nonetheless, looks pretty interesting. So the next game is Carmageddon Reincarnation, and if you were sort of born in maybe the 80s, early 90s, you might recognize the Carmageddon series, because I don't think this game has been made ever since like 98 or something like that. Really old game, and they're actually rebooting it and making it a sort of similar sort of game. I don't think I'll be getting it because it doesn't look like my sort of genre, you know, it doesn't really pop an interest to me, but it's a sort of vehicular sort of combat racing game with a lot of sort of blood and gore. It seems really weird. I don't know, you guys might want to Google it if you're interested, but it's this weird sort of series that they're bringing back, and I don't know, it looks pretty interesting. Now the next game is a really big game, and this is Batman Arkham Origins. Obviously the previous Batman games were really well received, and I personally only played I think one of them, and I really enjoyed it. They're a lot of fun. The combat is really fun. Obviously it's a sort of third-person action game with a bit of sort of stealth and stuff like that. And in an interview they were quoted saying they're really trying to do something different with this game, so I'm really excited to see how it goes, and obviously Batman's a bit of a badass, so this game should turn out pretty well. So now we're down to the last three, and the next game is Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. Now, I've actually never played a PES game myself. I'm more of a sort of FIFA guy. I've played all the FIFA since like 07, and I really enjoy them, but Pro Evolution Soccer looks pretty good. I won't be getting it, but it does look cool. They've added this new sort of engine into it. I really hope that the new FIFA is actually on PS4, but anyway, let's go to the next game. So the next game, and this has been rebooted once again, and this is the Thief series. So basically, you control this guy called Garrett. He's a thief, obviously, as the title would suggest. It's this sort of first-person shooter stealth game, which, for me, I'm not a massive fan of stealth games, but it does look and sound really interesting, and obviously, Eidos are really good at making games, so hopefully this one should turn out well. So the last game is Blacklight Retribution. Now, if you're a PC gamer, you would most likely recognize this game. It was quite a success, actually. It was this free-to-play game. I think it was on Steam. It got a lot of attention, actually, mainly because it was free-to-play, and it was actually a really fun game. A lot of people played it. It's this sort of first-person shooter, and they're adding this really sort of good sort of leveling system with this cool weapon and loadout customization and all this sort of new stuff that they had from the one on PC, and they've also got this new sort of modes that they're adding in. So the game looks really cool, and yeah, for me it sounds like a really interesting game. So that's basically it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, of all the 20 games that I listed, which game you're most excited for, and let me know what games you want to see on the PlayStation 4. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.